Finance Minister outlined interventions aimed at reviving the economy. South Africa has experienced economic challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The recent looting has also led to the country losing more than 40 billion rands. The minister said one issue that needed to be attended to was the corruption that had delayed the release of spectrum.
What I've learned over the years, and I've been 40 years in politics, it's a very long time. What I've learned is that you must have a correct policy position. But you need other people to agree with you. You have to persuade them to come to the party. If you don't persuade people and you think you can ram through your view in the national executive, for example, it's not going to work. That's not in the nature of politics. You persuade each other. But unlike some people, I am of the view that I need to have a theoretical framework which guides my decision making. Flexible, yes, but if anything is so far distant from my theoretical framework, then I have a problem with that.
In an exclusive interview with the SABC's Vuyo Mvoko, Mboweni said government has introduced social relief fund, tax relief and incentives for businesses with the aim of dealing with the current economic challenges facing the country. But what needs to be done to reignite the country's depressed economy?
We must decide what growth do we want for this year. We want 4%, 5%, and then we must put the resources to make that growth happen. That is the only way that other countries in the world have done. I just want to end with the example of Brazil I've been looking at. Brazil started with a higher debt to GDP ratio than we did. At the end of last year, it was about 99% of GDP. And they had an unprecedented stimulus package in terms of cash transfers to the people. It was about 4.5% of GDP, way bigger than the previous one under President Lula. Brazil recovered. Brazil is now at pre-pandemic GDP. The finance minister says we will take 2023 to get to pre-pandemic GDP. And then Brazil's debt has gone down. So I need to explain. The minister said he wants to explain many times. I say the budget doesn't work like a household, because when the government spends money into the economy grows. And that reduces your debt ratio. And that is what we should be doing. And we really should. I'm not saying I'm opposed to structural reforms, but every single model that has been done shows that they don't deliver. And the things that he was talking about last thing, I was working at the Department of Transport 15 years ago when they were talking about these things, about road rail. None of them has happened. The spectrum, 10 years. Why should we believe that they should happen now?
So if you look at the components of Operation Vulindlela, it's really about cheapening the cost of ICT. They refer to the oceans economy being one of the key drivers, some of the infrastructure components, the spectrum issue that was mentioned now. And you've got to look at what is the end objective. If you look at the greater economic trajectory and growth targets of South Africa, without an admission of the shortcomings of the past economic policies, we will be trying to resolve something that we haven't necessarily looked at the root problem.